Good day, everyone. I'm Troy Campo, and I am BS Criminology student currently studying at Holy Cross of Davao College. So the subject is CDI Traffic Management and Accident Investigation with Driving. So the topic is about pillars of traffic management and also traffic engineering. So let's start on the pillars of traffic, or we call this the 5 E's of traffic. So why 5 E's? Because this pillar starts with this all the pillars starts with letter E. So first is the traffic engineering. Second is the traffic education. Third one is the traffic enforcement. Then traffic ecology environment, and lastly traffic economy. I will just provide brief explanation to the other pillars because this topic focuses on traffic engineering. Also, I will give different agencies that are involved in each pillars of traffic. So let's start. First is the traffic engineering. So traffic engineering deals with planning and geometrical designs of streets, highways, and abutting lands, and with the operation thereon. So basically concerned with the efficiency of road design. So I will discuss further about traffic engineering later. So let's proceed to the traffic education. So traffic education, process of training and practice in the actual application of traffic safety. So in the traffic education, it involves making the rules known and motivating each individual to follow the traffic rules and regulations. So also traffic education, they will discuss or describe the traffic rules and regulation in a clear, simple way to instill knowledge to the students or people. So in this traffic education, they have the process of giving training to travel and practice in actual application of traffic safety and knowledge. So agencies which will deliver information related to traffic management or education are first is the schools. So in the schools, elementary, so grade school. In this level, traffic education is focused on safety and guides stressing safety. So in the classroom, they will discuss about accidents, incidents, and safety rules or organizing safety patrols. So in secondary, which is high school, students is geared towards school safety organization. So in higher education, college, some college and universities offer and conduct courses regarding traffic safety subjects. So for example, CDI. So in the CDI, in my experience, uh, I gain lot knowledge about the traffic. So sa una, noon, my knowledge about traffic is little, very little. Now, I gain a lot about the traffic. So it is very helpful for me when I go to the highways or I will drive motor to so I have knowledge or I know how to be safe in the road. Also, agencies give uh, that deliver information related to traffic management is the Public Information Office. So this can be done through the Public Information Agency, newspaper, radio, and television, broadcasting networks, and citizen support group. And lastly, the control support groups. These are mostly composed by voluntary non-government organizations or the NGO, radio communication groups, Rotary organizations, and other voluntary clubs. These organizations usually develop citizens' responsibilities and also organize, conduct organized educational campaign, and most importantly, instill awareness of the traffic problems. So the next is the traffic enforcement. So traffic enforcement is normally referred to as the supervision of road users, compliance with the traffic legislation and punishment for non-compliance. So in the traffic enforcement, not only the police is the one to enforce traffic laws, other agencies also involved in enforcement like LTO, MMDA in Manila, TMG, police auxiliaries, CCTMO in Davao, and other traffic groups. So mostly we observe them in the highway, in the roads. So enforcing traffic laws is the main function of the pillar of traffic enforcement to make sure that smooth flow of traffic and also to avoid accidents by penalizing drivers and pedestrians who are not following rules. So also not only the drivers can be penalized but also the pedestrians, which is the people who are using the roads. So kita na dili nag-drive or people walking sidewalks. For example, you 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 violate jaywalking. So we should follow traffic rules to for us to be safety on the road to avoid accident. So ang kanilang ilang gina protektahan is raman is ato ang safety, so we should follow them. Also, if you if you are penalized in jaywalking, it is inconvenience for us. So if we have work, so we will pay our penalty to the city hall or to the city TMO, and then it consume time. Next is the traffic ecology environment. So traffic ecology environment includes the study of potentially disastrous population explosions, changes in urban environment due to the scale and density of new urban transportation, congestion. So in this traffic ecology environment, laws and statutes is formal written enactment or legislative authority that governs the legal entities of city, state, or country by way of consent to command or prohibit something by declaring policy concerning traffic ecology and environment. So in this policy and laws they make or implement focuses on the noise vibration and noise pollution, vibration, air pollution, congestion, and other environmental effects. The next is the traffic economy. So, traffic economy deals with the benefits and adverse effects of traffic to our economy. So, traffic economy, this is one of the most recent of the pillars of the traffic. So, which deals with the benefits and adverse effects of traffic to our economy. So primarily, traffic operation is designed to expedite the movement of traffic. However, with the prevailing um, traffic congestion during rush hours in any given locality, traffic adversely affects the economy status of commuting public. So some major effects of this congestion to the economy are increase in oil prices, rising rising prices of commodities, and reduce individual productivity. So why? Due to the traffic congestion. Also loss of amount in the business and products. A loss of amount for the business owners because mostly products are not delivered on time because of the traffic. The next is so let's discuss about the traffic engineering. Traffic engineering. So, traffic engineering deals with the planning and geometrical designs of the streets, highways, and abutting lands, and with the operation thereon basically concerned with the efficiency of road design. So, the traffic engineering, uh, they conduct fact-finding, mga surveys, also mga recommendation of traffic and regulation, then apply what they gathered knowledge to the professional practice of planning, deciding, and operating traffic systems or creating roads, highways, overpass. So why is that? For them, for us to have or to achieve safe and efficient transportation. And also, they conduct supervision and maintenance to the application of traffic control devices. So that is one of their duty. So one of the well-known agencies in the traffic engineering is the DPWH, provincial government. So provincial government has same responsibility with the DPWH, but limited to traffic facilities in the municipalities within its jurisdiction. Also, agency in the traffic engineering, municipal government. So responsibility of municipal government is same with the provincial government, but only limited to the networks of streets within barangays. Objective of traffic engineering: to achieve free and rapid flow of traffic, yet at the same time to prevent traffic accidents and casualties, build new roads and improve older ones, build safety features of the roads, and introduce design. So, traffic control devices and traffic signal. So what is traffic control devices? Traffic control devices is any sign, signal, signal marking place exerted for the purpose of regulating, warning or guiding traffic. So traffic control devices are installed to control traffic and contribute indirectly to the assurance of traffic safety. So traffic control devices is installed to control traffic and contribute indirectly to the assurance of traffic safety. So from the word itself, traffic control devices. So these devices' main purpose is to control traffic. So most common is traffic lights or signal light, or traffic lights or signals, as well as sign that usually made of metal plate in conspicuous location beside the road. So it has a specific shape and design, and usually a symbol or words for the purpose of informing road users of applicable road conditions and instructions. So this is a traffic sign. So if makakita tayo ng mga no parking, so that is one of a traffic control devices. Next is the traffic signals. So traffic signals operated manually, electrically, or mechanically, by which traffic is alternately commanded to stop and permitted to proceed. So usually, traffic signals located on highly traveled intersection designed to regulate the flow of traffic manually or automatically. So also apporting intervals for traffic in specific direction to flow and stop. So traffic signals, we'll know about this. Makita natin ito makita natin ni sa mga kalsada or highway. So traffic signal change their colors in the same order every time. So we all know that when red light is on, this tells drivers to stop. Green light, this means that the driver can start driving or keep driving. So yellow light, this tells drivers to stop when it is safe too because the light is about to turn red. So classifications of traffic signs. What are traffic signs? So traffic signs, a device mounted on a fixed or portable support whereby official notice is given in the form of symbol for the purpose of regulating, warning, and guiding. So as what I have said kanina, no, traffic signs are usually made of metal plate in a conspicuous location beside a road. So it has a specific shape and design, color, and usually a symbol or words. So marami ito sa daan makikita na daghan ni sa daan makita na to sa kilid that these traffic signs conveys information about the road or about the traffic. So the purpose of this is to inform road users of applicable road conditions and instructions. So basically, traffic sign conveys information, an instruction or a warning to the drivers and pedestrians. Also, we must always be on the lookout for these signs, no? Because it will instruct us on what to do in such specific locations because we will be penalized if we do not follow those guidelines. So as a pedestrian, in my experience, I always look out for these traffic signs. So for example, kung asa ko motabok, it is very important. Also, I'm avoiding to be penalized because it is, as what I have said, very inconvenience, causing inconvenience for me. So these are the major classifications of road signs. First is the regulatory signs. So regulatory signs regulate the movement of traffic and traffic and, tra- and traffic to comply with their direction constitute an offense. So regulatory from the word regulation, which means law. And if this is the law, we must always obey that sign when we are at the road driving or walking on the streets. So these are the following examples of priority signs. These are the following are example of regulatory signs. So first is the priority sign. So priority sign is signs intended to regulate priority. So example is in the if we see this stop sign on the road, so it means that stop and give way to the traffic. The next is the next example of regulatory signs is prohibitory sign. So prohibitory sign indicate regulation, which is prohibitive or restrictive in nature. For example, is this if we see this sign na may dalawang sasakyan na may bawal na sign, meaning overtaking is not allowed. And lastly, mandatory sign. So mandatory sign used to notify the road users of special rules in which they must comply for the safety. So in this sign, they are required to carry out a specific task for convenience and smooth of traffic. So for example, is this blue sign. So if makita kayo nito, meaning turning right is compulsory. So the next is the special mandatory signs. So Special mandatory signs instruct road users to meet certain traffic rule requirements or road conditions that ordinary guide or regulatory signs do not achieve the desired result. So example of the mandatory signs are lane lane direction signs, movement instruction signs. Next is the warning signs. So warning signs is to warn the warn road users of condition on or adjacent to the road which may be unexpected or hazards to the traffic operations. So a warning sign is a type of sign which indicates a potential hazard, obstacle or condition requiring special attention. So in the Philippines, warning signs are often red or yellow to advise for potential danger, to also to be eye-catching for the drivers or visible for them, especially at the night. So that is the color is red or yellow. So as a driver, you should take note or take note of any warning signs in here in the Philippines, as they are designed to alert us of possible dangers ahead. Next is the guiding signs or informative signs. So it is used to inform and advise road users of directions, distances, destination routes, the location of services for the road users. So example of this, um, as you can see in the picture, example of these are gas stations, airport, hospital signs that provides information. So there is also uh, so this information, for example, provides, for example, this you see this information. So it will provide information that there is, for example, hospital or gas stations nearby. Also, bus stop signs also informing us commuters to the designated place where buses stop for passengers or to get on and off the bus. Next is the place identification sign. So this may be used to show the frontier between two countries or showing the beginning or end of built up area. So this sign informs drivers of distances to the country or city exit area. Also in this sign includes the name of a notable location such as town, river, or border. So example of this is the Jensan Malita sign. So as you can see the picture. So at the Jensan Malita sign, the kilometers also is indicated. Next is the confirmatory signs. So confirmatory signs used to confirm the direction of a road. So um, these signals assist us to these signals assist us to inform where to go, such as whether to turn right or left. Also to confirm where the city directions are. So the example are on the picture. Next is the road marking signs and pavement markings. So road marking signs and pavement markings are lines and symbols on roadways that are used to warn and direct drivers and control the flow of traffic. Also to provide guidance and information to drivers and pedestrian. So these markings on the road surface uh, is very important in order to convey official information. Also provide guidance and information to the drivers and pedestrian. So as a result, if we see yellow or white lines on the road surface sa main na kalsada jud, so we are looking at pavement or road markings. So muna we can always observe that on the highway. So when I'm on the national highway, I often saw these lines, but I'm not sure what they imply noon bata pa ako. So this line pala ay nag-give ng information to our drivers on what to do and what not to do. For example, broken yellow lanes. So broken yellow lane means passing is allowed if the way ahead and rear is clear. Next is the classification of road marking sign. First is the white lane lines. Crossing of solid white line requires special care and is discouraged. So solid white lines indicates the traffic is going on same direction. So this is often used to divide traffic on a two-way multi-lane road. So as this is a solid line, you are discouraged from overtaking over unless the way is absolutely clear, which is also dangerous. So we must stick to the right lane. Tama, we must stick to the tama na lane, or we must always avoid to overtake because it is very dangerous. It can cause accident. Next is the yellow lane lines. Solid yellow line at the left lane means it is not safe to pass. So yellow lines indicate that the traffic is going in different directions. So do not cross the solid yellow line unless you are making a 90-degree turn into a parking spot or establishment. Also, you cannot pull a U-turn over a solid yellow line. In this case of intersection, the solid yellow line must not be crossed unless it's an emergency, such as moving for an emergency vehicle or an accident has occurred. Next is the broken yellow line. Means passing is allowed if the way ahead and rear is clear. As what I have said kanina, no? Solid yellow lines indicate that the traffic is going in different direction. So in broken yellow line, you may overtake or cross them when it is safe to do so, and it is separates traffic along multi-lane road. The next is the solid double yellow lines at the left. Solid double yellow lines at the left means it is unsafe to pass. So this line indicates that it is unsafe to overtake at any time. So same lang din ito sa na nag-indicate that the traffic is going in different direction. So it is often found around blind curves or in areas where fast-moving two-way traffic meets an undivided road. In effect, this acts as an island that separates traffic moving in the same opposite direction. This must not be cross or overtake at all times by vehicle on both sides unless your maneuver is to pull into an establishment or parking spot across the opposite lane of traffic. So that is reasonable. Next is the standard colors for signs. I also know marami pang mga road marking signs sa kalsada. So there are many but only four lang ang aking na-discuss because it is main and observable on the road. But also, it is very important to identify these pavement markings. Next is the standard colors for signs. First is the red. So, red is used as a background for stop. So, as you can see in the picture, first picture. So, as a border color on give way. So, red is used as a background for stop, as a border color on is give way signs. So, red is one of the caution signs. Mostly, most if you will see a signs that is color red, matic, it means a caution signs. Next is a black color signs. So it is a hazard markers. For for us, black indicates danger. So road markings or humps, as we observe on the road, has a combination of black colors or always have mix of black colors. So black or yellow or black or white. So meaning it is very dangerous markings and conveys message that drivers must be extra careful and extra caution when when seeing those kind of uh, color of sign. The next is yellow. So warning signs. So yellow is warning signs, advisory, speed, and for most of road work signs. So yellow sign signifies warning. So yellow traffic signs stand for slowing down, driving with caution, or most of road work signs, as you can see on the picture, road is closed. Or overall, it is about general warning. It is about a warning. It may it the color is yellow or the color piece is yellow or yellow green with black wording or symbol because it is type of color is very visible for our eyes that help us to see these kinds of warning signs. Also, it is visible in it is also yellow is also visible in the dark or at night. So this signs warns us about hazard or possible hazards on or near the roadway. Next is the green. So green used for parking signs. So mostly we can see green signs in the city that gives direction. So yung mga nasa mga poste, yung mga nag-give information about sa kilometers of distance and kilometers. So these signs tell you where you are, which way to go, and the distance. So here in Davao, we can observe these green signs on the national highway. That guides us to our destinations or gives us direction to a particular place. Next is the blue. Blue signs used as facility information signs and point of interest. This color is also used for guide signs. So, for example, in that picture, color blue picture, these signs tell you about services along the roadway, such as rest areas, hospitals, gas stations in the picture, and lodging. That is the example of a services that conveys the sign. That conveys the sign. The next is the road right of way. So the road right of way, as you can see in the picture, basically pertains to the road users who have the right to go first in particular situation or place. So this road right way is applicable to the intersections, roundabouts, railway junctions, pedestrian lanes, and many other road features can enter where cars can enter them at the same time at the where cars can enter them at the same instance. So this of course not not only implies to the motor vehicles but also to the pedestrians and even trains. So the first example is the pedestrian crossing. So that is the first picture. So obviously, a driver should always give the right way to the pedestrian crosswalks. That is unless a traffic enforcer or traffic signal is actively managing the movement of pedestrians. So also, a driver should also avoid cutting off pedestrians who are in the midst of a crosswalk. So in the pedestrian pedestrian has the road right of way when crossing at the pedestrian crossings. Next is the emergency vehicle. So we all know that we all know that when a driver hears or sees an emergency vehicle, sirens or lights, he or she should immediately but carefully pull the vehicle towards the side of the road. Or much better if one should remain stopped until the emergency vehicle has passed. This should already be obvious, no? By now, we all know that. Yet still, I observe some drivers who fail to recognize the importance of giving way to emergency vehicles such as ambulance, police cars, and fire trucks. It is because they have the right way because they need to be on the accident or incidents that need immediate assistance by their service. So we must always give them the right. Next is the parking lots or driveway. So when driving out of such places, take note that cars passing on the road are the ones with the right way. So on the part of the driver pulling out from the parking spot, he or she needs to wait until the road is clear of traffic or when the next car is still far away. So the motorists traveling on the busier road have the right way. Next is the railroad crossing. In railroad crossing, the trains have the right way. So we all know that because train because if you contest the train, it is very dangerous because train is very huge. If you have a motor or car, it is very risky. So the driver going to pass in railroad crossing must be aware. So if merong parating na train, for them not to cross and wait for the train to pass. The next is the do's and don'ts in passing vehicle. So it is legal to speed up when being passed. So if the driver is a, so if the driver no is attempting to pass you or overtake you, you should um, be aware that you do not need to accelerate when being passed, or you should maintain your speed or lower, because it will cause an accident if the driver did not successfully overtake you due to the reason that you speed up. For example, there is a possibility that the driver will collide to other car if he or she did not successfully enter back to the lane since you speed up. So we must always be give way to them to help other driver to pass safely. So you should always help driver to pass safely by how by reducing your speed or maintaining it when there is a vehicle trying to pass you. So reminder lang, to avoid an accident, we must lower our ego when another vehicle is attempting to pass. Because passing you does not imply that he or she is insulting you. So mostly, ma-observe na ko sa mga motorists here in the Philippines, if other motor overtakes the other motorcycle, so maglumbaan na or mag-racing, di na palupig, tagas yung mga ego. Next is the show the passing driver the same courtesy that would expect from other drivers. So, nga ni dapat ta if we are on the road. So, if you encounter situations where the drivers try to pass you, reducing your speed or allowing the driver to pass safely will have the effect that showing politeness, attitude, and behavior towards other will also reward you or repay you back as well by other drivers through showing courtesy also. So if you let them pass safely, if you try to pass them also, if you try to pass them, they will let you pass also safely. So don'ts when passing. So do not pass at no passing zone marked by signs or by solid yellow line lanes or double solid yellow lines which indicates no passing. So as I discussed earlier, pavement markings, example in solid yellow lines or double solid lines, drivers should avoid or prevent from passing other vehicles that leads to entering those solid lanes. For the reason that yellow lines indicate that the traffic is going in different direction. So accidents are prone when you try to enter these solid lanes because other vehicles are facing towards your direction that can cause collision or accident. So next is don't pass on the blind curves. So in blind curves, it also prohibits drivers from passing or overtaking because it is very risky. Because sa mga wala kabalo, blind curves is bend in the road where you can't see the approaching vehicles. For example, sa diversion road, katong daghang paliko. So this type of road, we should avoid passing and we must reduce speed for our own safety. Also for the other drivers. Also, next is the do not pass on going uphill. Passing is not allowed from 700 to 1,000 feet. So passing in uphill type of road or mga itawag na subidahon is extremely dangerous because the terrain itself can cause accidents if maalanganin ka pag overtake. So in the uphill, must always avoid or magsunod na lang ta sa mga naguna. Ana. At intersection or railroad. At intersection, passing is prohibited because vehicles are moving in different kinds of direction. Also in railroads that there are mga trains. So passing in the railroad is dangerous and risky. So as what I have said kanina, no, in railroad, you must always give way to the trains. So you must not try to pass them because it is very dangerous, and for our own safety, we must give them uh, must let them go first. Lastly, near bridge or underpass that may cut off a road. For the next is the do's and don'ts in turning. So reduce speed in anticipation of making a turn. So in making a turn, so we must avoid speeding when you are about to make a turn kay because there is possibility na madiretso ka or mulapas sa lane when you pagmuliko na. So gawas ug hawd ka magdrift, same in the Fast and the Furious, that when they make a turn, they don't reduce their speed. But I always recommend na not to do that kind of driving for safety of the drivers and also for our safety. So when we about to make a turn, we must always reduce our speed. Next is look behind and on both sides to see where other vehicles may be. So before we make a turn, we must check first if there are vehicles that will cause impact in our turns. So we need to check first the sides or behind us to be aware on where the other cars go to prevent collision and accident. So move into proper lane as soon as possible. The picture, no, sa second picture, we, we can observe that the driver turns ang iyang turn kay mali kay as you can observe, the pavement marking is solid double solid yellow line. So that because this must not be crossed or overtake at all times by vehicles on both sides. So siya ni third man siya. So the one that riding the motorcycle ay gani is in the picture murag nakabantay siya, so murag naka-brake siya diri. So mao ra to. Next is the move. Next in the do's and don'ts in turning, move into proper lane as soon as possible. So proper lane means as we are about to make turn, we should secure that we are in proper lane. For example, if we make turn to the right, so layo pa lang, mupista na ta sa right side. Because if we are on the left side of the lane and make a right turn, we may obstruct the vehicle on the right side of the lane that are going straight. So if we position our vehicles in the right side earlier, then our turn in the right will be smooth and we will not cause inconvenience to the vehicles behind us. So as you can see in the picture, we must always position when for example in this picture, the driver will going on the right. So we must he or she must position the vehicle on the right side earlier so that his turn will be smooth and He will not obstruct on the right side of the road. So I had experience diha sa Matina paliko sa Ecoland. The jeepney that I'm riding, in which is mental route, stays at the left side. So as the driver make a turn to the right side going to Ecoland, nakakos siya og traffic or obstructions. Traffic na gani kayo nakakos siya og traffic obstructions sa other other sa particularly sa Turil na route because layo pa lang he did not move into proper lane. So mo to medyo nagka-singgitanay sila sa driver sa Turil na route which is going straight. So those are the do's and don'ts in turning. Next is regulation in making pass or overtaking. When overtaking another vehicle, passing on the right is permitted only when overtaking another vehicle making or about to make a left turn. So if vehicle is about to make a left turn, it is okay or safe to overtake at the right side of the vehicle that is turning to the left due to the reason that there is a space and also other vehicles is entering another also the vehicle turning is entering another side of the um, another road on the opposite direction. So overtaking in the right side that situation is permitted. Next is on the streets and highways marked for multi lanes. On the streets marked for multi lanes, you are able to pass at the right side. So why is that? Because on the multi lanes, there are huge spaces for vehicles. For example, 4 lanes. So it is safe to overtake on the right side. But again, drivers need to check the sides if there are about to. So drivers need to check the sides if they are going to overtake another vehicle for safety purposes. Next is on one-way traffic streets. So one-way traffic streets, you can pass in this kind of road since there are no vehicles facing in opposite direction if you overtake. So there is a diri kay one-way traffic lang, wala kay kasugat na lain sakyanan because in the street there is only one direction. So it is safe to pass on the right side. So those are the regulation in making pass or overtaking. So the end. That's all. Thank you. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learn a lot in this topic. And also stay safe and God bless.